I'm at Homage in Linwood, where Democratic Congresswoman Susan DelBene is here to present this organization with a check for $250,000 so they can buy another bus pretty similar to this one. They'll be able to customize it and hire a driver and provide services. And we'll learn more about the services, but safe to say they help a lot of seniors get to a lot of places they wouldn't otherwise be able to go.
All right, just smile.
And then one over here. 1, 2, 3. Look over here for just one sec.
And now we're going to take a look at the bus.
One of our bus. It's a Ford Transit. That's our lift. So our lift is. I would turn it off.
Much better design. Yeah.
Well, it's nice to have something wide because we have so many wheelchairs can be very different sizes.
So on most of our buses, it's a side lift. There'd be a lift on the side there. This one is built so that it's in the back here. It's a lot easier to get people on and off, just on the bus. You guys want to walk to the side over here?
Do you want me to put the lift down?
You can. Yes. This is what I was talking about. These steps are a little high. And so that's why we have the F1 that goes to that. Just like our regular bus. As you can see, I've been walking in there, I'm sorry. So all of the buses we want, the bunch of different seats can go up. We've got 2, 4, 6. There's 2 wheelchairs right here. 7, 8. I'm in everybody's way. Two wheelchairs here. If you put that chair up or those seats up, that seat up, you get 2 in here. There's the security zone right now. So little thing that you just slide on. These are a little tricky to get in and out of. I mean, they give everybody a little bit of trouble. So I'm looking to upgrade these. It'll be the same type of hook, but the way you secure them to the floor will be a little bit different. So I'm trying to get something different on that. On our buses, on this van right here, on our big buses, there's flashing lights in the back, so it tells everybody, hey, we're stopping. Do not hit us. These ones don't have them. So we're gonna, the new bus is gonna have that. All of our other buses have it. It's out flashes. We can always just turn on our personal flashers, but it's nice to have those up top there. Yeah. So you can kind of see the configuration of this one. They're all pretty much the same for different companies, but depending on, there's some come with just seats that you can just take right out. So then you can get 3 wheelchairs or something like this. Again, what Jamie was saying, typically we don't have 3 wheelchairs.
And also you might leave the wheelchairs one route and then need
exactly. So it makes planning for that whole day a little bit difficult, right? Yeah. Because now you're looking at, okay, we have to take these 2 wheelchairs, but now we have 8 people that need to come back, and it just doesn't work out. So it's a little tricky. Right. Jamie's the best router scheduler we've ever had, so she takes care of all the rest of the time. You can kind of see what we're looking at as far as getting purchasing the vehicle. Any questions, Bill?
What hours during the day are you driving?
So our hours typically for transportation is 7 to 7. That's what we say. We might pick up somebody before 7, and then we might get some back after 7 because, again, we're coming back from Darrington. So it depends on what. Usually our last pickup for somebody to go home is around 5 o'clock, 5:15. But at 5 o'clock, 5:15, when you're out in Darrington, you're still going to take you an hour or so to get back. Or if you're out in Index, it's going to take you an hour or so to get back. Yep. But we'll say our hours are 7 to 7 typically.
Yep. Yeah, and then who knows what traffic might be.
Oh yeah. Traffic is a very.
I live downside. I live in King County.
Oh, do you? Okay. So.
But there's traffic everywhere.
Traffic everywhere, yeah. So that's tough to get through there too. So. But anyway, that's kind of the look of the.
That's great.
That's what we're looking for. These things are going to be so handy in the future. Down the line, we're going to be talking about getting e-buses, electric vehicles.
Yes.
The problem with those ones right now for us is that they get 130 miles.
And you're going long way.
And we're going further. We're doing 200 miles a day. So
Oh, at least.
that creates a couple new problems that we have to take care of. But we'll work with that. We'll figure it out.
And you might be in rural areas. For this route, you might be in rural areas
Yeah.
where it's harder to recharge.
Yeah.
Versus things you do in this side of Snow, Michigan.
Absolutely. And you can see how this one, the size of this one, can get into a lot more places than, the bigger buses. Yeah.
Lloyd, you weren't kidding about those steps being steep. I can see where
This is-
easily they would be trouble for somebody who struggles to walk.
Especially
don't-
this first one from here to here.
And which is what this is for. So we asked for, we're going to get another bar put on this side so that we can take care of that a little bit. Our driver's watch take care of everybody, assist everybody on and off the bus. So that's not a big concern of ours right now. But if you can avoid it in the future by just getting a different type of vehicle, hey, let's do it.
Is like the eastern 2/3 of Snohomish County and Madison. So there's tons of areas where there aren't good transportation options. If you're in a wheelchair or have a disability or just can't drive a car, it can be extremely difficult. And as someone else mentioned, there's not broadband or cell service in some of these areas. So being able to have someone come and take you where you need to go is so critically important. So this funding allows Homage to buy another bus and be able to serve, in particular, this Highway 2 corridor as well as the 522 corridor in eastern Snohomish County.
And just one more, within these small towns, that connected transit and just that connection is so important, right? I mean, just, everybody has family at other places, different places to get medicine, wherever, groceries and stuff. I just got to imagine it's very important for those communities.
I mean, a lot of people aren't near a grocery store, they aren't near a pharmacy, they're not near a doctor. And so this service is critically important for day-to-day tasks that people need to do, as well as to access health care. But also, we've heard important stories of people just being able to visit members of their family. Char here, who was able to go visit her daughter in Index. So important, those connections are so critically important. We know how isolated folks became during the pandemic. Making sure we have connections and transportation like this is critically important to help people keep those connections.
So, are you guys right now finalizing this year's community projects?
So we've submitted our community projects for fiscal year 24.
Okay.
Those go into the appropriations packages that Congress needs to pass. Those bills have not passed yet, or not all bills have passed yet. So how that works is it has to pass the House, the Senate, and be signed by the President. So that's
Is it roughly the
what
same?
we don't know yet
Yeah,
in terms of the upcoming.
Was it? Did you guys submit roughly the same amount, 19 million, or? Was
So we submitted, in fact, Rachel can get you the list
Okay.
of all
Yeah.
the
So I'll
things.
thank you. I'll email Nick.
Great. Some of the projects that we submitted for the amounts requested, but those amounts weren't agreed to in the final bill. They adjusted them, so you'll see folks asking for a certain amount and what we were able to get in the legislation so far. But again, those bills have to pass the House and the Senate before funding is available.
Would you like to share some of the legislation you're currently working on this year and stuff that you're putting in the appropriations bill?
Well, I think the community projects are really critical. This is also a very challenging time. Congress is definitely divided, and in the House, it's become very partisan. Republicans are making cuts to appropriations bills that go beyond even the agreement that they had with President Biden after the default crisis was avoided. So that is creating huge challenges because they want to make severe cuts to programs across the board. And the fiscal year starts on October 1st. So this needs to get done before October 1st to make sure the government stays open. But I'm very concerned that right now House Republicans are moving us towards a shutdown.
Okay. Thank you.
So you mentioned those cuts. Are Republicans pushing to cut some of these community projects that folks like Shar think are so critical?
So the community projects, the accounts that were available for community projects and the funding levels, they did make changes to. So some of the requests that we have from members of the community for community projects, some of those were cut. The ask might be a certain amount, but the amount that they included in the legislation to fund is less. So we can get you the full list of kind of what the requests were and what the current levels are that are in the bill. But until the bill passes, then that would come through.
Now, you just did what we call burying the lead when you said you think we're moving toward a shutdown. What makes you think that?
We have 12 appropriations bills that need to pass to fully fund the government. And those have to be passed by the House, by the Senate, and signed by the President. Many of those bills haven't passed at all. The Senate has been moving. House Republicans can't even agree with each other. Before, at the end of July, they had tried to move forward on the agricultural appropriations bill. They disagreed with each other because they are not working to make them bipartisan. So they couldn't even agree on it. So that bill got taken off the calendar and stalled. We'll see what happens in September. But the fiscal year starts on October 1st, and bills need to be passed before October 1st or you see a shutdown. So they are leading us on a fast track to a shutdown. It's very concerning, and you've seen even some House Republicans talk about that they'd be okay with a shutdown, but that's devastating for our communities in many, many ways. It impacts different sectors of our economy, people's access to government services. It's terrible and the most fiscally irresponsible thing you can do as well.
I have one quick question about the shutdown. What would I know that it would affect or it wouldn't affect in the sense of like which agencies would be open, but when it comes to like some of the ARPA funds and some of these community grants and stuff that were granted, would those also be frozen as well?
When there's a shutdown, lots of our federal agencies can't work and do their work. So grant programs, they're not able to get checks out or to approve grants. And so yes, things get stalled all over, which has a huge impact across the community.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So this lovely young lady here is Shar McCain from Snohomish, and you've been using, how long have you been using the TAP service?
At least 3 years.
My goodness. Well, I think the big question is, what has it meant to you to have it available?
Everything in the world. I could not get around. I mean, I can get around, but I would be taking public bus, which is several blocks from my house. It's okay to walk there, but coming back with groceries, no. So TAP is wonderful.
Now, are groceries not primarily what you use the service for, though, right?
Yes. I have recently used it to go out to Index to a wedding and see family out there.
Yeah, because I understand that your daughter
Yes.
lives out. Is she in Index?
Yes.
That's quite a journey.
She loves it. She wouldn't be anywhere else.
Now, is it door to door?
Yes. Well, and yes, it's a lot of places don't have addresses that are visible in Index, and so when I caught the bus to go back, I said they did let me off, sort of in an alley and a walkway, but I said I'll meet you at the store, and so that worked.
So you're happy with it?
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
That is fabulous. Shar McCain, thank you. So this is Lloyd White. He is I'm looking right at your card, Lloyd, Safety Training and Vehicle Service Supervisor here at Homage. First thing I want to ask you about is this new bus you want to get. Mm-hmm. Why is it the dream vehicle for you?
For me,
Yeah.
because I get to pick it out. I get to pick out all of the extras that are on it that's going to be functional for us. And so it's shopping. You've got to shop around for the right vehicle. The things I'm looking for is flexibility in the seating that we have. We want to be able to get at least 8 people on there, a couple wheelchairs. And so it's fun to be able to do that part of it and just kind of shop all around, get a good price. talk to the different vendors out there that, you know, a lot of people have the same chassis and the same body that they're working with, and it's whatever's inside that's different. And so you get to kind of just pick and choose what you want on the vehicle that you're going to purchase.
Oh, that's fabulous. And you, when we were looking at the bus that you have now, we were talking about those steps. That's an important piece as you're putting this thing together. Easy in, easy out, isn't it?
Absolutely, because the one that I actually showed everybody today had a very easy access of people being able to get on and off the bus, and that's kind of the most important thing when you're transporting people. You want them to be able to get on the bus safely and get off the bus safely. And so I'm not saying that the vehicle that we have is not safe. It's just a little more difficult with the big step, and I think you got a chance to see that too with the big step. Now we have another yellow step that we put outside the bus to help with that very first step getting in, and the rail on the side. So we do everything to make it as safe as possible to get on there. But if you can change something, change it. And so that's what we're looking to do. That's what I'm looking to do with the new vehicle that we're purchasing.
And Homage already offers service in a wide area of Snohomish County. But as I understand it, this bus will fill a big hole, won't it?
Yes, out in Index, where you wouldn't believe, you don't think there's a lot of people out there, but there's people out in Index. So it's Index, Sultan, Gold Bar, Monroe, and then out to Bothell. So there is a number of people that travel in that area, general area right there. And so, yeah, having a vehicle that can go out there, that can be dedicated to go out there. We're on demand, so people can call us up and we can go out in that area and just kind of move people around and get them out of the house, get them into the city, get them to medical appointments, get them to work, get them to go out to family members' houses. So it's a need out there, and that's the reason why we proposed it, to have a vehicle go out that way, and I'm glad we can do that.
Well, what does it mean to you that Congresswoman DelBene came through with that $250,000?
That's awesome. That's awesome. Julie worked in the background, or worked mostly getting that done. And so when she came to us and said, "Hey, we're going to have this opportunity to be able to go out to Index and to be able to expand where we can go," I mean, that's a great feeling when a Congresswoman is willing to do something like that. I mean, that just helps us out.
And for the record, that's Julie over there who secured the money. Now, are you going to be able to fit that big oversized check in your purse to take it to the bank? Or?
Straight to the bank.
Oh, that's excellent. So, Lloyd, you were saying too, it's not just you were both saying, it's not just the bus, but this money's going to help pay for the service too.
Absolutely, yeah. So we purchased the bus. We needed to hire a new driver to come out there too. So that'll pay for the cost of hiring a new driver and getting somebody out there, and then just getting back and forth. Index, if anybody knows, Index is out there a ways, and we're located in Linwood, so it's a bit of a drive for us to get out there. But I mean, we're going out there for a good purpose, so why not?
Yeah, and I should have asked you how big the fleet is.
Our fleet now is 14 vehicles. There's 10 cutaway buses, 2 transit vans. One of the vans we went out and looked at today, 2 of those, and then 4 SUV type vehicles that have 2 of them have ramps in them, so that we can get somebody on in a wheelchair and secure them. So.
And you need the different size vehicles, and it didn't even occur to me. I just assumed if you're able to get to where somebody lives, that even one of those buses could get there. But you need different size vehicles to get to different places.
Oh, absolutely. I was saying, we're going out to the outskirts of the county. There's a lot of times they're not paved roads out there, and so you're going down a dirt road or a gravel road. You might get up to their driveway and you don't have a place to turn around, and so having a smaller vehicle that can get into certain places and then be able to turn around and get back out just allows us a better chance to get to people out there and pick up more people. So,
well, as a guy who used to drive a 26-foot seafood delivery truck and may have whacked an awning or a tree here and there, no, I can definitely appreciate the need for the space to move around. You're excited to get this new bus, though, aren't you?
Absolutely, because again, we can tailor make this bus to what we need, to our purposes, and so we can make it be more flexible with fold-up seats, more flexible with some of the other things that it does, so that we can just move as many. Sometimes we can just have everybody, we can have 8 or 10 people on there and just bring 8 or 10 people, or we can still have the flexibility of put a couple wheelchairs on there and have 6 or 7 people on there. So getting something that's flexible to what your needs are is very important in what we do.
That's fabulous. Lloyd White, thanks a bunch.
Thank you.